In today's news, former President Trump doesn't hold back when he takes the stand. Find out more on this edition. And next, a new safety app has been developed to help protect children in schools. Coming up, a new doctorate program is being introduced to UCO. And sports fans, stay tuned. Last night was the start of college basketball. Mark Lowe has your sports update.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Miracle Garrett.
And I'm CJ Craig. Thank you for joining us for this edition of UCentral News.
Just this morning, a student at Putnam City North High School was arrested. It was reported to the school administration that a student brought a weapon to campus. The school went into a lockdown and the campus police were able to locate the student, where they were placed under arrest.
The Oklahoma Department of Public Safety has joined with the Oklahoma School Security Institute to launch a safety app called Protect OK. The app offers a space that consolidates reporting suspicious activity into one easy-to-use app, allowing users to report anonymously and, more importantly, safely. Stay connected and protected by downloading this free app today.
Superintendent Ryan Walters recently announced a new tutoring program for Oklahoma students. The plan will include community volunteers to provide literacy tutoring, 24/7 on-demand tutoring and resources via varsity tutors, and a high-dosage tutoring program with incentives for teachers that will start in January 2024. The State Department of Education is also working with districts to expand learning grant sites for additional tutoring over holiday breaks.
A showdown in a New York courtroom today as former President Donald Trump took the stand for nearly 4 hours in his civil fraud trial. In fact, at one point, the judge asked Trump's attorneys if they could control their client. CNN's Paula Reed reports.
I think it went very well.
Former President Donald Trump leaving court after testifying in an attempt to defend his real estate business.
It's a scam, and this is a case that should have never been brought.
During nearly 4 hours on the stand, Trump continuously clashed with Judge Arthur Engoron. I'm sure the judge will rule against me because he always rules against me. The judge responding, "You can attack me, you can do whatever you want, but answer the question." In another testy exchange, the judge had to instruct defense attorney Chris Kise to control your client, adding, "This is not a political rally. We are here to hear him answer questions, and most of the time, he's not," the judge said, and then threatened to remove Trump from the stand. On the financial statements at the heart of the case, Trump said, "I would look at them, I would see them, and I would maybe on occasion have some suggestions." And on his role in preparing the statements, "I accepted it. Other people did it, but I didn't say make it higher or make it lower," he said. When asked if he maintained accurate records from August 2014 going forward, Trump said, "I hope so. I didn't keep them myself." Trump was also questioned about the valuation of his assets, including his Trump Tower apartment, which financial statements show a more than $200 million value drop in 1 year. "I thought the apartment was high," he said, adding, "We changed it," and saying different property assets were both high and low. Trump has long claimed his Florida Mar-a-Lago property was undervalued, saying today it is worth $1 to $1.5 billion.
The numbers are much greater than on the financial statement.
But the judge cited a Florida tax appraisal valuing the property at just $18 million in his decision, finding Trump, his adult sons, and his company committed persistent and repeated fraud. In court, Trump said, "I thought Mar-a-Lago was very underestimated, but I didn't do anything about it."
Trump, how's it going in there?
Trump's conduct has become a flashpoint in this case.
You have a racist attorney general who made some terrible statements.
Even before he took the stand, Trump took aim at New York Attorney General Letitia James, later calling her a political hack in court.
The only thing that matters are the facts and the numbers. And numbers, my friends, don't lie.
Well, Miracle, it was cold last week and now it's starting to get really warm outside.
It is super warm outside. Actually, I took out my winter coat last week, and now I have to put it back up. So
Put it right back up.
Jules, what are our temperatures looking like this week?
Thank you, CJ and Miracle. And yeah, has been cold, and then it's been so much warmer. We're sitting at 86 degrees right now, sunny, clear skies. We didn't see a lot of clouds in the skies. Our winds are running north 17 miles per hour. Our humidity is 37%, so it's feeling like 85 degrees out there. So just a little bit cooler than it actually is with those winds. Later tonight, 60 degrees is our low. Clear skies again. Those winds running south 11 to 15 miles per hour, but could reach up to gusts of 23 miles per hour. So we are going to see a lot of wind tonight. Humidity 23%, and our rain, we have 0 chances of rain tonight, but we will look into the future and see those rains in our 7-day forecast later in the show. Stay tuned for that. That's all I have for you right now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jules. And UCO was recently ranked one of the top 100 institutes for veterans and military-connected students for the 8th consecutive year by Military Times. The services and support provided on campus moved UCO up 74 spots compared to last year, claiming the number 86 spot on the Best for Vets list. UCO also takes the spotlight as one of only 4 institutions in Oklahoma to make the list.
There's been a string of recent changes for UCO's Forensic Science Department this semester, including their announcement of a new doctorate program. UCentral's Hannah Wagger has more.
The W. Roger Webb Forensic Science Institute on campus has been part of a new mark on UCO history with last month's announcement of the new Forensic Science Doctorate program, the first doctorate to be offered at UCO.
We're very excited about having a new doctoral program. It's been in the works for several years, but we finally had our HLC, the Higher Learning Commission, approval.
The Higher Learning Commission, UCO's accrediting body, conducted an extensive review of the program prior to approval, which required a tour of the campus facilities and an overview of courses this past July. With this approval, the department can now offer higher learning to those in a forensic field that will allow them to pursue leadership positions in their career.
Our target for this group is to train laboratory managers or technical leads.
The department hopes to see students looking to advance in labs at varying levels, including federal, state, and private labs, in addition to seeing some students directly advance from the master's program.
Our students that are in the doctoral will have to get a broad and deep overview of all the disciplines in forensic science so that they could manage a lab, a crime lab somewhere.
This degree will require 60 hours of graduate courses and research beyond a master's degree and will integrate internships, seminars, and leadership training into the curriculum. The program will officially start in fall 2024, and admission applications are due on April 15th. For UCentral News, I'm Hannah Wagger.
This week is National First Generation Week. UCO is celebrating by hosting a full week of events. Tomorrow, the Office of High Impact Practices and the Inclusive Community Hub is hosting a First Gen celebration. The 9th there will This week of events will end on Friday with a How to Read College workshop. All events will take place in the Nye University Center, room 136.
UCO's Arab Student Association will be hosting an event for those interested to better educate themselves on the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East. The event will look to provide a different perspective into the Israel-Palestine situation in hope to bring awareness and support to Palestinian people in Gaza. Security will also be present to ensure the safety of all of those who attend. The event will take place in Constitution Hall in the Nye University Center tomorrow evening from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And Jules was telling us a little bit about rain in the forthcoming future, but for now it's really, really warm outside.
It is warm outside. Stay tuned for your next look at weather.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best.
What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
Welcome back, UCO family, and happy Tuesday. I'm here to give you your full look at weather here, starting with your statewide highs for tomorrow. Up in Guyman in the Panhandle, we have 69 as our high. Across the northern Oklahoma, you're going to see a lot of 70s, lower 70s actually, so a bit cooler than the rest. Southern Oklahoma, you're seeing a lot of high 80s actually, so a lot warmer temperatures down in the south. 79 actually Miami, and 81 in Tulsa, 83 McAllister, and 86 in Ardmore, and also Lawton. Moving on to our 7-day forecast here. Today 83, later tonight it's going to be 60 for our low. Tomorrow we're going to see the exact same, clear skies, sunny, 80 degrees, and 49 actually, getting a little bit cooler for our low that tomorrow. And this is where we'll see some of our rain chances as going into Thursday. We have 20% chance of rain, 58 is our high, and 40 is our low for that day. So we're actually getting a little bit cooler than we're actually seeing. Going into the weekend, Friday is 61 degrees, 40 is our low. We're seeing partly sunny skies, we'll see some clouds. Also in Saturday, 62 for a high, 41 for our low. Sunday, though, we'll see pretty much clear skies, sunny as well, 66, going a bit warmer, 42 for our low that night. And going into next week, Monday, we'll see partly sunny skies, and it's going to be 65. I'll have your last look at weather later in the show. That's all I have for you right now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jules. A popular TV series may take longer to return than expected.
Perla Tovar has your full social media update coming up right after this.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Perla Tovar with your social media updates. For the second time in history, there are no men in the top 10 Billboard's Hot 100 this week. This first time that this has happened was when Taylor Swift's Midnight album dropped. Taylor Swift continues to lead with 8 songs, mainly from her newest release, 1989, Taylor's version with Is It Over Now at number 1. Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat and Snooze by SZA follows closely behind. We'll see how long it takes for the guys to make it back to the top 10, with Zach Bryan and Morgan Wallen coming in close at 11 and 15. And the wait for Euphoria season 3 might be longer than we all hoped for. The HBO drama series confirmed just a few days ago that it won't be returning until 2025. Euphoria was first premiered in 2019, followed by a pandemic-delayed second season that aired in 22nd. Another setback of disruptions was caused by the strikes involving the show's writers and actors. Other questions remain regarding the unfortunate passing of Angus Cloud. It is unclear whether his character will be written into the new season or not. And some exciting news for the holidays. You can now join Jamal Hinton and Wanda Dench for their 8th Thanksgiving dinner. Back in 2016, their unexpected friendship started by her mistakenly texting him a Thanksgiving invite, thinking that it was her grandson. She still extended the invite, and they have celebrated together ever since. But this year, the two have created a partnership with Airbnb and are allowing others to join them. Booking options will start November 14th. It will be restricted to a one-night stay on November 20th in Prescott Valley, Arizona. The total cost will be priced at $16. The price reflects the year that the two have met for the very first time. This partnership with Airbnb will additionally be making a one-time donation to Feeding America, one of the largest hunger relief organizations in America. That's all I have for you guys today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Perla. And coming up in sports, the volleyball team is once again climbing the rankings, and basketball is on the road again.
Also, the hockey team is on a hot streak. How can they keep it going? Mark Lowe has your sports rundown after the break.
But never forget where I came from. To value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past. To seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the Mass Comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Sports fans, I'm Mark Lowe, and this is your Tuesday Sports Report. Starting out on the ice today, our hockey team's homestand continued this weekend against Maryville, and just like the last time, our Broncos iced the Saints. The Broncos played 2 games against Maryville and broke out the brooms against the Saints. That shows who won both games, completing the sweep of the Saints for the second time this season. The Broncos' next series comes in the form of West Coast Hockey League rival Missouri State, who are 7-5 on the season, very similar to Maryville. These two games will kick off this Friday, November 10th at the Arctic Edge Ice Arena right here in Edmond at 7:05. Now onto the mat. The wrestling team is on the road once again to Poto, Oklahoma for their next challenge. The third-ranked Broncos make their way to Carl Albert State College on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas to compete in the Viking Open. The Broncos had a great outing at the last event, which was the Bronco Open this last weekend, and look to keep it going against the Vikings. The Chos won't be back home until next month when they open the MIAA play against Newman, which will prove to be exciting. Keeping it in the field house, our volleyball team is once again climbing the national rankings after wrapping up their road games for the season. The Lady Broncos moved up one spot to number 16 in the AVCA poll, taking place of West Florida. The Lady Broncos won big on the road this weekend between a narrow victory over Washburn and a dominant 3-0 win over Emporia State to move them to 24-4 on the season. The Lady Chos wrap up their season at home this weekend, starting on Friday against Missouri Southern at 6 in the Hamilton Fieldhouse. Be sure to come out and support the Lady Broncos as they close out the regular season and get ready to head to the playoffs. Last week was opening week for men's basketball here at UCO, but this week is opening week for women's basketball, and they get their start on the road this Friday. The Lady Broncos start their season in Tahlequah against UMary in the Central Regional Challenge. The Lady Broncos are coming off an 11-17 season last year in the first year of head coach Emma Andrews. As of now, they're picked 9th in the MIAA preseason polls and look to make a statement this weekend against UMary and also against Northwestern State. This one is set for Saturday at 1 to wrap up the Central Regional Challenge. Lady Cho's first home game is set for November 21st against Texas A&M International. On to the other bench, the men's basketball team is also on the road with the women's team to Tahlequah to compete in the Central Regional Challenge. The 9th-ranked men's basketball team will be facing off against the same team, starting at 3, right after the women's game. The Broncos are 2-0 on the season after competing in the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame Classic in Florida. The Chos then play against the next day, you guessed it, Northwestern Oklahoma State at 3, again following the women's game. The Broncos' first home game of the season comes on November 19th against Southwestern Christian. Last night was the start of college hoops for D1 schools, and we saw some upsets on both sides of the ball. Starting out in the women's division, we had a pair of upsets in the Hall of Fame series in Las Vegas. 7th-ranked Ohio State and 21st-ranked USC faced off where Trojans freshman Juju Watkins put up an astounding 35 points in her debut to upset the Buckeyes. But the game gaining the most attention, featuring the national champion and first-place LSU Lady Tigers, took on the Colorado Buffaloes, who were ranked at 20. Frida Foreman led the Buffs with 27 points and an upset victory over the Lady Tigers. Over on the men's side of things, only one upset happened, but it came in the form of a top 4 team. Unranked James Madison made their way to East Lansing to face off against the 4th-ranked Michigan Spartans. It was a hard-fought battle throughout the whole game, with James Madison coming away with the upset in overtime. All in all, a great opening night for college basketball, and it'll be an interesting season to watch. Finally tonight, the Thunder were back in action last night after a 2-loss streak, and they look to find the win column once again. The Thunder were led last night by all-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who scored 30 and played 37 minutes in the meeting. Jalen Williams posted 21, Lou Dort with 19, and Chet Holmgren had 16 and 12 rebounds, all for the Thunder as well. Isaiah Joe made 3 three-pointers in the span of 50 seconds to give the Thunder an 88-73 lead, and then a 96-77 lead headed into the fourth. In the final 2 minutes, Lou Dort blocked a 3 by Oklahoma Sooner standout Trae Young, which led to Shai alley-oop lob to Williams for a dunk and a dagger to end the game. The Thunder walk away with the 126-117 win over the Hawks, moving them to 4-3 on the season and are in 6th place in the Western Conference. They'll get another chance to move up the rankings tomorrow when they welcome the Cleveland Cavs to town. The Cavs are 3-4 with one of those losses, thanks in part to the Thunder just about a week and a half ago. This one takes place at the Paycom Center tomorrow night at 7. Miracle CJ, what did you guys think of the Thunder last night? Shai and Chet are a pretty formidable duo, but how do you think that will look going into the season?
I mean, I think they look great. Last night was a great game. Congratulations to the Thunder. I mean, I'm excited for the season. What do you think,
It's
CJ?
very exciting. Lou Dort, J-Dub, they're all guys who have grown up exponentially from last year, and it's super exciting time to be an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I can't wait to see what they do.
Absolutely. And coming up, what one UCO group is doing to promote environmental sustainability.
Plus, Jules Black has your last look at weather coming up right after this.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back, Broncos. Senator Blake Cowboy Stevens filed legislation Friday in continued efforts to lock the clock in Oklahoma. Senate Bill 1200 would keep those in the state from having to change their clocks twice a year, an action the senator says negatively impacts Oklahomans. According to the National Conference of State Legislatures, at least 29 other states have considered or are considering legislation related to permanently abolishing daylight savings time. The bill will be available for consideration when the legislature convenes in February.
UCO's Sustainability Office is hosting an event tomorrow morning. The office's main goal is to inspire students, faculty, and staff to create a more environmentally sustainable world. Their next event, Promoting Sustainability Mindsets, invites faculty and staff to an online question and answer with renowned author Dr. Isabel Ramonski. The session will take place tomorrow, November 8th, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
And we're going to go ahead and toss it over to Jules for our last look at weather. Jules, what can we expect?
Thank you, CJ and Miracle. I'm just going to wrap up with tomorrow's forecast. 8 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to be fair. 64, it's actually a lot warmer than a lot of our mornings have been. Later in the day, noon, 75 degrees, sunny, no clouds in the sky. 7 p.m. later, though, it's going to be windy. It's going to fit 49 degrees, so it's really cool because of those heavy winds that we're going to get in. So that's really all I have for you for tomorrow's forecast, and that's all. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jules. And I'm really excited for the warm weather coming up.
I'm excited for the warm weather. I was really prepared to, the fall weather, the leaves, everything. But guys, go ahead, do something fun this weekend. We'll take advantage of the weather while we can.
And that is all the time that we have for this edition of UCentral News. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm CJ Craig.
I'm Miracle Garrett. You guys have a great night.